I just finished watching episode 12 of The War with You, and this is the finale. It was definitely live up to all the build up and all the mediocre episodes. It was all worth it for this episode. Honestly, they honestly did it almost perfectly. I had some issues, but overall, it was an amazing episode. Wrapped it up pretty much perfectly. I loved the ending. Yeah, let's get into it. So the episode starts off right away where we left off last episode. Neku is trying to defeat Kitaniji as his like dragon form, and Kitaniji is like saying like I won't let you I won't let you defeat me because you're like the chosen one and stuff. And Neku starts to wonder like what is he talking about. But they defeat him, and I don't like the music choice here. I wish they could have done something like more. I wish they just used Twister again. Honestly, just another Twister remix. I know that's probably bland, but like just Twister's a classic, you know. So I just wish they used Twister, but the animation was great. It's honestly final boss fight is honestly like probably my least favorite fight in the whole game. So the way they did the final boss fight was pretty cool. The animation was nice, and obviously the way they charge their powers, the way he like used the key pin to defeat him, it was all really cool. Because they really didn't do much. They didn't need to do much to actually be better than the final boss fight in the game because that fight was ass. I consider the real final boss just being Konishi, honestly, and I mean not Konishi, just Kitaniji, not dragon form. So yeah, after that boss fight, so yeah, the boss fight was great. So let's go to after the boss fight. So they defeat Kitaniji and they go into the big door, where it's like there's like two hallways of graffiti. I don't think this is actually in the game. I'm gonna check right away because I might be tripping, but I'm pretty sure this wasn't in the game. Yeah, this area wasn't in the game, and Joshua was already like, yeah, the boss fight was pretty different. I didn't forgot to mention that, like Shiki, Beat, and even Joshua get trapped inside the dragon and they feed him. And yeah, this whole area with the graffiti is in the game, but I think this area actually looks pretty cool. And the way like Joshua comes out, oh, I need to go over. Oh yeah, Neku calls for Mr. H because he still thinks Mr. H is a composer, but instead Joshua comes out, which I like that change because I think it just has it like it's a bigger impact just because you can animate him like coming out of the shadow. I really like that. I really like that animation. Like when he comes out of the shadow, it was a big reveal. Then he always tells us he's the composer, and everyone freaks out. Everything explained how the whole thing was just one big game. Kitaniji was trying to save Shibuya from Joshua erasing it, and Joshua he just hated Shibuya because he thought every person in Shibuya would just he thought Shibuya was just filled with like mean people, and there's people that had no imagination, no dreams, and stuff like that. And Kitaniji and Joshua agreed to have a game to, and if Kitaniji won, Shibuya wouldn't be erased, and Joshua won, he would be erased. And Joshua had to use a proxy to get into the game, which he used Neku. So Joshua was actually the one that killed Neku and not Miyamoto. Miyamoto was just trying to kill Joshua because he didn't want Joshua to win the game and keep being the composer. He wanted to be the composer himself. So yeah, that happens. We explain just a ton of expedition. I don't want to go over all of it just because you guys can look it up. I'm sure you guys know. But yeah, that all happens, and so I'll just go over it. So I like the change where they enter the door and the graffiti thing. I like that change. It was just something different. Yeah, and then Joshua comes out and he explains everything. I expected the part where Neku and Joshua are just talking to be a lot faster, and not a lot faster. I mean a lot longer. But I'm glad we got to see like actual Shibuya a lot more, like real ground Shibuya after the game a lot more than we did in the game, which was great. And then we see Beat, Shiki, and Ryan were both like in the air, trapped by Joshua because they didn't want to talk. He didn't want them to talk. He didn't want them talking, which was another change. Was pretty cool just to see them in the room. Because I don't think we got to see them like at all in the game. And yeah, then the flashback, Neku's memories is to see Joshua actually killing him. The animation was great, just the way he did it. And then the final scene when Joshua offers Neku to be the composer if he's able to kill him with the gun. So they have a duel, and that scene was just they did it amazing. Just how he said like I trust you. I really liked how they added that one line for Neku. So yeah, he doesn't shoot him and he just puts down the gun and Joshua shoots him, and we go on to basically the ending. So Neku wakes up in Shibuya, and some days pass, and we see him with Shiki, Beat, and Rhyme, because he has friends now in the road ground, which he doesn't say. I wish it was like the game ending when like he talks over the ending, and he explains like his life in Shibuya now and how he has friends and what he does basically, and what he learned from the game, and what he learned from the game and how he's living life now. But instead of him saying it, we just see it basically. So we see him hang out with Shiki, Beat, and Rhyme, and of course he takes off his headphones, signifying like he's gonna let in people into his life now and not just shut them out forever. But we see Shiki and we don't get to see her eyes. Like I legitimately thought we were gonna see her eyes in this episode, but I guess we'll never know unless we somehow see it in Neo. I thought honestly believed that we're gonna see Shiki's eyes like the very last second of the episode, but nope, we don't see them at all, which is disappointing. But I guess I honestly don't know why they're not doing it, but I guess I just want to keep it a mystery. Then we get a glimpse into Joshua and Mr. H and what they're talking about. They're just talking about the game, Kinaniji, Miyamoto, why Mr. H revived Miyamoto, why Joshua saved Shibuya, which of course they didn't show that in the game. We just saw Neku and his friends, but since secret reports aren't a thing, I think it's fine showing them that. But I honestly liked how the game just ended. Like we literally got no explanation on what happened, but you can just assume what happened. I really like that. Like they didn't tell us why Shibuya was saved. We kind of just assumed what happened, and then we looked into the secret reports and to confirm it, of course. And then yeah, I really like just the ending in the game, like how you speculate Joshua probably saw how Neku changed and actually trusted Shibuya now. He chose the worst possible person. He chose the best example for the worst person in Shibuya, and he still managed to change. So it proved to Joshua that Shibuya can change on its own, and there's a lot of hope in Shibuya and in the people of Shibuya. So yeah, it's fine that they explained it, but I just really liked how the game handled it. And that's basically it. We also see 777. We see Sato and I forget their name, but we see them. And yeah, we see Joshua transform into his angel form, whatever you want to call it, and Mr. H grow his wings. And we get to hear it's a Wonderful World play, and it basically ends. And I really like this episode a lot. Definitely the best episode in my opinion. The ending, I just think they just did it so perfectly. I think it didn't have the magic that the game ending had, because I think the game ending, I don't know how to explain it, but it just feels so surreal just seeing Neku wake up and just seeing him seeing Neku with Beat, Rhyme, and Shiki, just them hanging out, and it's just so subtle, but it's so effective at the same time. But with the anime, they really had to explain a lot. There's a lot of dialogue, which took away from it, but I also enjoyed it a lot. Just watching them animated, just watching them hang out and talk. So yeah, I loved it. I loved the ending. I love this episode. The fight was amazing. The reveal of Joshua being the composer was also just great. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna do a review on this whole anime. Not exactly a review, but more of a video essay on it. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. It was just a great it was just a great ending. And okay, that's basically it. I have one more thing I want to say though. I'm not gonna be uploading Monday. I said I was gonna be uploading Monday, but I'm gonna be uploading Wednesday instead, just so I can have more time. I'm gonna be uploading every Wednesday from now on instead of Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But I promise every Wednesday I definitely promise that every Wednesday the video is gonna be a banger. Like no matter what, that video is gonna be amazing. I'm gonna put all my effort into that one video that comes out Wednesday. So hopefully, so that video will just be the best it could possibly be. And yeah, that's basically it. Thanks for watching, and I'm excited to make the video that comes out Wednesday, and I'm excited to make the ones of you a video on this anime because I really enjoyed it. It obviously could have been better, but because they didn't have the best budget or the what do you call it, that much time to make it, but it still turned out. I think it still turned out great in my opinion. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.